And we are going to move now from indeed the design of workflow to the acceleration of decision with Elisabetta, a solution consultant at Wonderflow. And Elisabetta will show us how agentic AI can help organizations move from fragmented feedback to faster and more actionable decisions. Over to you, Elisabetta.
Thank you. So lovely. The magic is not in the blocks, it's in the builders. I love that. Thank you for joining. I'm Elisabetta, solutions consultant at Wonderflow. As briefly mentioned, today we are going to show you how at Wonderflow we leverage agentic AI exactly to streamline consumer-driven strategies. The use case we are covering today is one of the many that we can enact thanks to agentic AI, and is finding a white space for a new product. So raise your hand if you've ever sat in a room where the strategy for a new launch boiled down to our competitor is doing X, so we're going to do the same, but let's put more marketing budget on it, right? This is what we call the Me Too trap. Most brands actually enter crowded markets hoping that clever copywriting or marketing budget can do the heavy lifting. But let's be honest, in a hyper-competitive market, good positioning on identical or very, very similar products is not enough. So what we're going to explore today is what if the next unique selling point is already written down somewhere, publicly accessible, but being ignored. And the real use case I'm going to show you shows exactly how agentic AI can act as a colleague, an experienced colleague, but faster, growing the premium food category in this case, doing weeks of category and competitors research in minutes, and uncovering a specific product opportunity that a brand can own tomorrow. But first of all, just a few words on what Wonderflow is. Wonderflow is the voice of the customer platform designed to turn scattered consumer feedback from many different sources into highly actionable product intelligence. Our mission is very simple: to systematically drive revenue for leading global consumer brands by extracting, analyzing, and delivering high-impact product insights across the entire portfolio landscape. And during the past 10 years, we've been improving the product exactly so that retrieving these insights, which is the hardest part of the job, becomes easier than ever. And the latest improvements I'm going to speak about is the agentic AI that has exclusive access to Wonderflow's validated intelligence layer. We've spoken before about how important it is to have data that are reliable. So this is something that our agentic AI does thanks to the indexed, enriched, and validated intelligent layer it has access to, and that no generic assistant could replicate. I am now going to show you an example of how we would look for a white space opportunity to leverage in a new product I want to develop using our agentic AI. So here you see pet food category, some products, and now I am prompting a question. Find 3 white space opportunity on the specific category of dry food for dogs. The AI will use its toolkit. It has a belt of toolkits. It will select the most appropriate one and give us an answer. First white space, very quick resealable packaging innovation. It is exploring a frustration, which is the lack of resealable closures, and it is giving us advices from a product point of view, a marketing point of view already, explaining that this problem is particularly acute for customers purchasing larger bags or many bags. Then second white space, the specialized formula for sensitive dogs. It is explaining which health needs we should address, and it explains that customers will be willing to pay premium prices to solve these issues. Then third one, transparency. Clarifying the percentages of key components and ingredients, because pet owners are extremely health conscious. Now you see, on top of the data layer, it is giving us 3 opportunities, even a bonus insight. It clarifies the data scope that the insight was built on, which is the one that I have selected on the dashboard. At this point, I could ask a million other prompts. I just prompted one, which is benchmarking, so competitor analysis. After the category analysis, let's do some competitors analysis on one specific problem, which is the first white space, packaging. As you can see, it gives us KPIs, comparison, benchmarking, not only at KPI level, but also insight level. So what's failing across the industry? What are customers saying about the brands that are failing? You can read the verbatims and access them on our dashboard. And therefore, the opportunity is clear. It's saying that the market leaders are vulnerable. They have high visibility, but low satisfaction, while customers want resealable closures because they complain about oxidation. So the AI quickly validated the white space. Customers value good packaging. And top performers are the ones who succeed with better closure systems. As you can see, in just maybe 2 minutes, we've noticed that the market leaders are underperforming in this sector and are creating a space and an opportunity for us to leverage. So, as I said, very quickly, what did it do? The AI agent has interpreted the intent, automatically selected the appropriate approach to explore the category, performed some category analysis. Then, based on my second prompt, it has performed some benchmarking with competition and created a unique selling proposition based on the issues that were in the feedback we have analyzed. So in this short demo, we've only scratched the surface. Obviously, if I had to pull off a complete strategy, I would ask many other questions to deep dive into what the AI would tell me. But as you can see, it was immediately fast and on top of an indexed, enriched, and validated intelligence layer. I didn't ask randomly a generic LLM to provide me with an answer. On top of that, the AI can directly pull off a nice presentation out of the data to share with other stakeholders or my team. An important note, every response, as I said, is scoped out of the data layer, and the outputs are auditable and traceable back to the specific metrics and feedback record. So to summarize, what does Wonderflow Agentic AI change in the way customer feedback is collected and also analyzed? The traditional way, so without Agentic AI, would look really a long way to go. I will explain better. Teams would normally spend weeks manually extracting, cleaning, and consolidating unstructured feedback scattered across disconnected sources. Then human analysts would need to manually analyze data, relying on static dashboards, putting together spreadsheets, which would take weeks to surface some trends and patterns that maybe are even too generic to be acted upon. And then, lacking competitive clarity, the brands would at the end rely on lagging market reports, which not only can be expensive, but would take weeks to get the insights that maybe when arrive are already outdated. So what changes with Wonderflow Agentic AI? On top of the validated data layer, the AI used memory and planning to automatically determine the best analytical approach before processing data. It has uncovered deep, granular, interconnected consumer pain points that humans often miss. It can track competitor performance, as we've seen, synthesize thousands of customer touchpoints in minutes, and then pinpoint the exact blind spot to hand brands a validated market opportunity. And what's more impressive is that it did it in under 2 minutes compared to some weeks that maybe the traditional way would take to arrive to the very same insight I've shown you today. So what is the paradigm shift? The paradigm shift is that these agents are now able to basically find the insights by themselves while acting, obviously, as a colleague for a team of experts. So when instructed on the go, the agents are able to collect the data, reason, plan, provide a strategy, and you are able to interact with the agent to get to the point you want to reach for your specific task. But the question now is, how is this possible? It is possible because of how the platform has been built over the years. So we've always aggregated different data sources, cleaned them, analyzed them, and then activated insights thanks to industry-specific vertical taxonomies to provide the insights for. And over time, we've enabled always new ways of accessing this data. Activation is the most important part. So you can activate data through an interface, through custom dashboards tailored to your needs, to automatic report generation, the agentic AI that I've shown you, and even MCP connection. And we are uniquely positioned to do that thanks to how we have built the product during these 10 years. We have a proprietary data lake with consumer data points that fuel superior AI agents. We have a VOC native architecture built from day one for consumer intelligence. So it's not something that has been adapted later on, but the consumer intelligence VOC native architecture has always been there. And then we are focused. The intelligence is focused on the product and gives you granular, actionable insights up to the SKU level. So what will be the impact of all these way of working into organizations? Organizations that implement Wonderflow's agentic VOC system aren't just saving time, because they are transforming the bottom line. They are shifting teams. Instead of having a team manually selecting data, doing manual triage, they are becoming high-impact strategists thanks to the help of AI. So AI and agentic AI in Wonderflow drives massive value across 4 core dimensions, I would say. First of all, AI slashes time to market for new launches, in this use case, and ensures that your next product addresses a highly validated pre-existing demand that consumers have expressed. Then the AI doesn't just list complaints, it quantifies impacts so that you can focus investments on changes that matter the most to customers. It can be helpful to align messaging to actual customer language, and by shortening the loop between customer feedback and product optimization, thanks to AI, brands can demonstrate an unprecedented level of responsiveness. They can spot problems very early on. So to close this short presentation, the agentic VOC system will enable companies to really move from reactive to proactive, to save time and invest that into being strategists, anticipating market shift, exploiting competitor blind spots, and engineering success before the competition even realizes there is a gap. Obviously, thank you for listening. If you want to continue the conversation, you can scan the QR code and book a short demo. Thank you.